Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. If this is your first time here, over here we are the Night Owls. If you have not hit that subscribe button, I want you to go ahead and do that right now and turn on your notification bell so you're notified when I post another video. But just know, keep in mind that over here, this is an acquired taste. You know what I'm saying? This ain't for everybody. This is a channel where I talk about celebrity news and gossip and give my opinion on trending stories. I'm a woman who has a website as well. I sell lingerie, adult toys, sexy pajamas, and I even got stuff for going out to the club, you know, nighttime wear, all of those goodies for you as well. You can find this along with a whole bunch of other new goodies. You can find this at www.neekatnight.com. I got everything down. Okay. Make sure you hit the like button and make sure most importantly that you're subscribed, because that's how you're going to be able to chat on this live. You got to be subscribed. Okay. I'm just going to do a live video and we're going to get this done, and it's going to be bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so I don't have my setup with me because I am going to do different things on my channel. So normally when I talk about a serious case or something going on or somebody having something tragic done to them, I normally research everything and then I make a video and then I show you guys everything I researched and then I produce it that way. I have upgraded my whole little system, so now I have a more stationary way to be able to stream this live, and I want to see how this works out because a lot of people will hit me up with stuff and then like to research it, to edit it, and then to, you know, do all of that sometimes takes time. This way I can research it with you guys, and then if there is an update, then I can do a later produced update that way. So this was sent to me by one of my night owls, and they were like, Neek, you know, I know you talk about serious topics, and I would love for you to bring awareness to this story if you can on your platform. And y'all know I don't mind doing things like this on my platform. Only thing is when it has something to do with a victim that is underage, the likeliness of this being monetized is very, very slim. So if you like this type of content and you want me to be able to continue to do it this way, I have my Cash App and the ways that you can support me on the screen. So, you know, we can all, you know, support each other. Okay, we can bring awareness and we can also support each other that way. You know, it works out for all of us. So yeah, so this story right here is about a 16-year-old girl that was jumped on the side of an LA freeway, and she was basically shot to death, and her family and the community is basically looking for answers, and they want to know who the victim is. You know, when you look on social media, oftentimes there's a lot of people who will kind of do like social media detective work, and you can find out a little bit of information in the comments. Now, the sad thing about this is when you go to her Facebook, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, it's very sad that she was so young and involved in the lifestyle that she was involved in. I looked at one of the news coverages about this story, and they were basically saying that, you know, no underage girl can consent to the lifestyle of being a how can we say, a worker that's using their body for work. Is that a better way to say it? So basically it appears on her social media that she was an underage girl who was using her body for work. And one of the news coverages that I saw, like I said, they were saying that an underage girl can't consent to use her body for work. And so that would be falling under something else. I don't know. I'll show it to you guys. But let's just comb through this while I'm on live. I'll show you some of the things that my subscribers sent to me, and we can just comb through social media together. In order for me to do that, I kind of got the green screen so that I can prop up the screen, and then I could be on the screen as well. And we could just go through it together, bring awareness to this, and talk about this situation, which is very sad and unfortunate that she was so young involved in the things that she was involved in, because she's not even an adult yet, and it's no reason why she's living this type of lifestyle. It's grown men being seen with her in hotel rooms, and it's just like, I see a lot of her family speaking out, but it's just like, why were these grown men able to have access to this girl at 16 years old? You know, and I seen that there was mention that her mother had an accident in 2019, which left her severely disabled. So her mom wasn't able to handle her if she's in that state. But, you would think that, but also family members have their own lives to live as well. I don't know. It's just sad all the way around that these grown men had this little girl doing these activities, and it resulted somehow, some way in her demise. So, like I said, I'm going to comb through some of the things that I was able to find, and we can bring awareness just, while we are on live. If you have any information about this, you can definitely leave it in the comments. If you have any leads on who might be responsible for her death, you definitely can leave that in the comments. And I will be opening up the phone lines in a little bit, so that you guys can call in if you'd like to talk about this, and, tell any information that you may have on this story. Okay, so with that being said, let me go through some of the things that I was able to find on social media. Let me see what I can find on. Let me show you guys what I was able to find on social media, and we could just go through this together. So let me pull up this screen. Here we go. Okay. Let me make myself small. All right. So I'll hang out over here. Wait. No, over here. Wait. Let me just cut off. Hold on. Wait. Filters. Sorry, guys. Hold up. 1 second. We're going to get through all of this in just a second. Let me crop out part of my background. Left. All right. Boom. There we go. All right. So where should I hang out? Okay. I'll hang out right here. And we'll read through this article, and then I'll show you guys. So it says, LA officials plead for public health in solving the killing of a 16-year-old girl dumped on the road. It says California authorities are offering a $115,000 reward for information about who killed a 16-year-old girl who was a possible human trafficking victim whose body was recently found dumped along the Los Angeles highway. Toni Theus was found January 8th along a southbound on-ramp in the 110 freeway, according to the California Highway Patrol. The black teen had been shot in the neck, according to the coroner's office. The state, county, and city officials have banded together to offer a $115,000 in reward money for information leading to the arrest. And there's several news outlets that have been covering it. And we are going to go to a guy who basically was at the scene, and he was kind of speaking out about this story. And then I'm going to go to her Facebook, and then I'll show you, she has pictures of herself like in hotel rooms. She has pictures of herself with photos where you can kind of tell this was the line of work that she was in. And it's just sad. It's just sad and unfortunate. So let me go to this video right here. And this is, let's see, Najee Ali. And he basically was speaking about this. So let's hear what he has to say.
The heart of South Central LA. Hey, morning. I'm sorry. I'm in the heart of South Central LA by the 110 freeway. 110 freeway near Manchester. And unfortunately, I'm here at the scene of where 16-year-old Toni Theus, a 16-year-old baby, a young child, her body was dumped here on the side of the freeway like it was trash. She was murdered, and her body was dumped here in South Central LA on the side of the freeway like it was trash. And the reason why I'm on Facebook speaking about this, because her family called me earlier in the week. Let me say it one more time. Her family called me. I didn't call them. I didn't even know about it until Brother Nash called me and told me he had given my phone number to a family who needed help in South Central LA. So when they called me, I told them I would do everything in my power to help bring them justice. And I will say this, because on social media, I've seen some comments, in my opinion, very disrespectful to a family who's currently grieving the murder of a 16-year-old family.
All right. Everybody who's watching, hit the like button. Make sure to hit the like button. Again, this is Najee Ali, and I don't know if he's like a community activist or something like that, but I'm gonna skip forward a little bit.
Everybody felt, it was us. It was the community. It was the village. So I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If anybody felt, if anybody's family, we have a family that's in mourning, grieving the murder of a 16-year-old family member. So I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If anybody felt, if anybody felt, it was us. It was the community. It was the village that should have looked out for her, protected her, helped guide her, helped put her on a right path. So, I'll say this, the community, we failed Toni Theus. And we failed her and so many other young people in our community because we're not a village like we should be. So I'll take ownership in saying, I'm one of those people who failed Toni. And I'm sorry about that. But right now, we have to make sure there are no more Toni's, Theuses in our community, in our neighborhood. Even now, just driving down Figueroa by the freeway, we see young people, young girls. And these young women aren't strangers.
All right. If you know anything about Los Angeles, I'm an hour from Los Angeles, but in Los Angeles, there is what is known as, I guess, the Blade or the Stroll. And this is a known area where girls who use their body for income is known to be. So this is an area where you will see, girls of all kinds of ages down there picking up dates. And this is near where her body was found. So,
these are, our daughters, our sisters, our loved ones, our nieces, members of our community out here struggling. Yet we drive by. I say we drive by, and I include myself included. I drive home every day, leaving work, and just see them on the corner, but just drive by, drive home, and ignore it. So,
I kind of hear what he's saying. Like, he wants to step up more, and he's saying that he drives past Figueroa and Fig and sees these young girls selling their bodies or whatever. and he ignores it. And it's kind of like one of those catch-22 situations, because if a girl is determined to live that type of lifestyle, it's kind of the same things with drugs. Like, the person kind of has to want to change their life. Now, I guess maybe he can step up and call the police and try to get this person, placed in the proper care if they are like a runaway or something like that. But like trying to like talk to them or whatever and convince them, I mean, you could try, but if that's the lifestyle that they're living, they kind of gotta want to not do it. But if they're underage, I mean, yeah, if you see somebody underage, then yeah, call the police so that they can be picked up and placed in the proper placement that they need to. I'll play a little bit more of what he has to say, and then I'm gonna go to her. I'll play another news clipping, and then I'll go to her Facebook, and we'll like comb through the comments and see what they're saying.
But yeah, I think we ought to ignore it because we see it in our community as if we can't help, try to at least help do something. So yeah, I'll say this, I think we all failed Toni. So for me being on here, I just wanted to let the community know that this Tuesday at 5 p.m., there will be a vigil in her memory at 5 p.m. in South Central LA outside 77th Street Police Station.
All right. They already had that vigil. So let me go to the news, because the news was talking about this. And let me play this news clipping, and then we'll go through her Facebook.
The family of a South Los Angeles teenager found shot to death along the 110 freeway is now hoping a proposed $65,000 reward will lead to her killer. NBC4's Angie Crouch with the story.
I just slept in days, y'all, praying on my knees.
The family of Toni Theus has been...
Hold on, wait. Let me read this real quick. Somebody said, "Come on, Neek, you're being a little disingenuous. Drugs have a physical addiction component, but no one is addicted to street work, and no 16-year-old happily and willingly wants to be a prostitute." First of all, I didn't say that they were addicted in the same way of drugs. I said once you get involved in that lifestyle, it's going to be hard to stop it with just a conversation. I said you can try. However, once you get involved in fast money, it's a long road before you start to say, you know what, I'm going to sell my body. So before you get to that step, you've already most likely been in the streets, unless you're just kidnapped and forced into it that way or whatever. But being that she was in LA, appears to be from Los Angeles and running a Facebook page, she's not in hiding, she's not kidnapped or anything like that. It's a totally different situation. And like I said, once you get involved in it and you start getting fast money and you get involved in that lifestyle, you yourself are going to need to want to get out of it. Like, nobody is saying that is similar to drugs. What I'm saying is that life, once you start getting that money. You said turn my mic up. You can't hear me? But yeah, so that's what I was saying. So anyways, yeah. Somebody said desperation coupled with fast money is dangerous. Correct. Yeah. Yeah, some people definitely like that fast money. And so that's what I'm talking about. You said true, however you used a false analogy, hence why I called it out, apples to oranges. Actually, no, it's not apples to oranges. And I guess that's your opinion. But my opinion, being out here and seeing that there are a lot of women in that lifestyle, and even knowing people who choose that life path, that is something that is hard to get out of. So similar to drugs, which, yeah, drugs has a more addicting component to it. However, making fast money is also addicting as well. Just like you could be addicted to anything. So like I said, I stand on what I said. Once you get involved in that lifestyle, it's not easy to just get out of. And I stand on what I said. Anyways, let's play this. This is her, I guess her aunt speaking out.
The family of a South Los Angeles teenager found shot to death along the 110 freeway is now hoping a proposed $65,000 reward will lead to her killer. NBC4's Angie Crouch with the story.
This has been days, y'all. Praying on my knees.
The family of Toni Theus has been pleading with LA city and county officials to offer a reward to entice witnesses to come forward in her murder case. 2 weeks ago, the 16-year-old was found shot in the neck, her body dumped on the side of the southbound 110 freeway near the Manchester Boulevard off-ramp.
I stand in solidarity with the Theus family and all Angelinos demanding justice.
Today, LA City Councilman Curran Price proposed the city offer $50,000 in reward money to find Tiani's killer.
All right. And so they originally proposed $50,000 reward money. That reward offer has now jumped to $115,000. So if you know any information or anything that can lead to the arrest of her killer, definitely they got a hefty reward for the information.
LA County is expected to add another 10 grand, and community nonprofit Operation Hope is adding 5,000 for a total reward of $65,000.
She was somebody's baby, you all.
Last night, community groups in South LA asked others to add to the reward to give Tiani's case the same attention given to the recent murder of Brianna Kupfer, who was killed in a high-end furniture store in Hancock Park. Her suspected killer was captured just one day after a $250,000 reward was offered.
All right, let me try to go to the lady who was it on this one? Okay, wait, it was this one where she said that. So this is her uncle that also speaks out.
For her killer, bringing the total about 15,000. Tiani's uncle says he's grateful the case is getting the attention it deserves.
It's overwhelming that many people has come out in the testimony that this little girl has brought to the world.
Today, the district attorney's office revealed that court documents show Toni Theus had potentially been the victim of human trafficking and that the teenager became especially vulnerable to exploitation in 2019 after her mother was hit by a car and was left severely disabled.
Children cannot consent to sex work. Any characterization of Toni as a prostitute or a sex worker is disgusting. She was a child. Her life mattered.
LA City Council members.
All right. And I mean, I agree that her life mattered, but I don't agree totally that to describe it like what it like I don't know. I mean, I hear what she's saying, but then on the flip side of it, I don't know. But anyways, let's go to her cousin or family member's page. So this is a post right here, and they were pretty much trying to allude that this girl and another female kind of had something to do with it. And in the comments, they were talking about this. But let me go to Toni's page first. Toni. So this is her Facebook account, Toni Theus, and you can just go through her pictures and you could just see the amount of grown men in her comments. And then she also has stories up. So in her like stories of her Facebook account, you can see her in a lot of hotel rooms. And you can see all of the stuff that I was describing in the beginning. So this is one of the pictures. And hold up. How can I cover up the picture but just show the comments? Hold up, wait. Wait a minute. Let me see. I don't want to be looking at that picture all big. Hold up, wait. 1 second, y'all. All right. Okay. Okay. Because I'm like, I do not want to see this girl bent over like this. All right, let me move myself over. Okay. Okay, there we go. Much better. All right, so on her page, you will see a bunch of grown ass men in her comments. You will see a bunch of grown ass men in her comments. And it's just like, it's so sad that vulnerable girls have all of these, you know, predators out here. This person 9 weeks ago, which is a grown man, I'm going to nickname you TT. This grown man, what a cutie. And then he comments, how do you want it? This grown ass man, so fire. And under her comments, it's just all kind of crap like that in her comments. And it's just sad. It's just sad. This picture is another picture where hold up. This picture is another suggestive photo right here. And hopefully it's, oh wait. And you see these grown ass men still in her comments, and comment after comment, these grown ass men look sexy. This guy leaving a Snoop Dogg meme like he's looking. These newer ones from a day ago, these are new, but you just see time and time again these grown ass men trying to get them some, I don't know. I mean, I'm just at a loss for words. This was this post right here. Now let me take this off of the screen. Hold up. All right, so this was the last post that was under her page right here. Let me move myself over. I'm trying to just move myself all over the place. Y'all can't hear me? It's probably because I'm looking away. Y'all can't hear me? Y'all can't hear me? I'm hearing the playback and I can hear me. I don't know why y'all can't hear me. Okay, maybe the people who can't hear me, y'all need to go out and come back in. Maybe it's y'all that is the problem and not me. I don't know. But yes, this is absolutely live. If you'd like to donate to the live, I'd appreciate that. My Cash App is on the screen. But anyway, so let's continue to go through her social media. So this was one of the last shared posts that she put on her page. And under the page, there's a lot of comments of people, you know, talking about this. This person says, this is so sad. Just seeing her story on the news. Rest in peace. This person says, I'm going to post all the girls who has something to do with it. And then people are like blaming this girl right here, saying that she has something to do with it. They're also blaming this girl right here, saying that she has something to do with it. This girl right here, Diamond, they're saying that she has something to do with it. Then this girl, she was basically posting on her, this girl right here, she was posting on her Instagram. And when she was posting on her Instagram, she was making like comments about the girl, like, yeah, she did, or what was she saying? She was saying stuff. And people were alluding that they felt like she had something to do with it because I guess from what I read, her baby daddy or something like that had dealings with the girl or something. So people were blaming this girl. And let's see. So, all right. So this person right here commented and they said, her cousin Nafisa Kinsey said Toni Theus met a man in his 20s who convinced her to participate in prostitution. And he says, and the proof is all on her Facebook picture and comments and Facebook video comments. The police need to be investigating all these older men who were trying to set up dates with her. This is now more than just an unsolved murder, and I hope she gets justice for all the HE double hockey stick / victimization she went through. And it says, I looked through her Facebook and the evidence is there. Plus, I saw her family members actually calling those peds out more than a year ago. May we get justice for her soon. And then it says, and I certainly seen the comments from the grown men plus her family. And then this was the coverage of NBC. And then this is her posing with some grown man. If you go through her, stories, this is her stories right here. And pictures like this where she was kind of, like I said, like where you could tell like it's hotel rooms. She has stories where she was like in the hotel with like some grown man. Some of this stuff has music. Okay, so it's not playing. Some of this stuff has music. I'm trying to find the one. See, like right here. This is a grown man right here. This guy is grown as hell. This is not no little boy her age. That is a grown ass man. And then there was see, this right here is a grown ass man as well. It's kind of hard to see, but it's just ridiculous. Like, this is a 16-year-old girl. This is ridiculous. Okay, and then so right here, you see she's in another hotel room. And then you see this grown-ass man in the back again. I don't know what he's doing, but they're in another hotel room. This is another hotel room. And so if you go through her stories, it's a lot of that. And hopefully they're able to pinpoint who these grown-ass men are who was with this little girl. Because that's ridiculous. So I'm not sure if it's all the way on the screen, but that's her stories. Let me see if cuz somebody mentioned something about videos. Let me see the videos on here. Yeah, see this is a grown ass man. That ain't no little kid her age. Can y'all see that, or is it scooted too far over? Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. X. Hold up. Let me make this smaller. All right. Just sick. Sick, 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 sick.
Money ain't a thing, baby.
But yeah, like
Welcome to the mob.
I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just ridiculous. But I'm gonna open up the phone lines. I'm gonna go off of her page. I can't go through this stuff no more. It's just too much. It's too much. So let me take this off of the screen. Okay. Let me take that off the screen. If there's anybody who wants to call in, let's talk about this. Let's talk about what we can do better in our community. What do you guys think about this? And let's just talk about it. Let's go live and talk about it. Later on, I'm going to have another live stream, and I'm going to be talking to the lead attorney, and we're going to be talking about, I guess, more of like the Tasha K stuff. But for now, let's talk about this. I'm going to open up the phone lines. If you guys want to call in, let me know. If you have information about this, if you know anything about Los Angeles and you know Fig, and you know anything about this, you know, we can talk about it. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Wait, what am I not selecting here? Oh. Okay, there we go. All right, let me put the call in number on the screen. That's pretty loud, okay? But yeah, so we're
Your
gonna.
show now, press 1 to hear important.
Your show is scheduled to start in 30 seconds.
All right, so what can we do better as a community? What do you guys think so far about this situation? We're gonna take some calls and see what you guys have to say about this. Let me put the number on the screen. Hold up. Where is the number at?
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
We live, baby.
Blog Talk Radio.
We live, baby. We live. Hold on. Okay. Do you guys like this style of like live investigation, or do you guys like it better when I just prepare everything and then produce it? I kind of like to be able to interact with y'all as we look through things. and look through things together. The number is on the screen. 563-999-3643 is the number to call in if you want to call in. But what do you guys think about this kind of method where we talk about things going on in the community and we get call-ins and we just do like our own look into things this way? What do you guys think? You like the lives? Okay. Okay, so I like that you guys like this way. If is there anybody in the chat that wants to come on and talk about this? The number on the screen, the number is on the screen, 563-999-3643. And we could talk about this a little bit more. I could bounce off of what some of the feedback that you guys have about this. And we can go in the meantime while I'm waiting for you guys to come and call in. We can pull up more articles on this. And while I pull up more articles, we'll hear from 6400. Hi, you're live on the air. Oh, turn it off in the back. Turn it off in the back, 6400. All right. 6816, hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
What's up, girl? How you been? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I've been well. And you?
Good. I've been doing really good. Thank you for asking. I can't really stay on too long, but I wanted to call in because I was actually watching this on an interview on somebody else's channel like the other day, and I'm not sure if it's the same case, but I think it is. I think this is the one where her mother was recently hit by a car, or was hit by a car in the past. She was staying with her mom, and then I guess because her mom was sent to like some sort of living facility, she moved in with her dad. And before living with her dad, she hadn't really, he hadn't really been a part of her life that much. So now her dad is doing interviews saying that he cares, he's distraught, and that he's happy that right before she left that day, he didn't want her to go to some sort of party or something like that night. And before she left to go to the party, she was breaking down saying how much nobody loves her, how much she misses her mom, and she feels so lost. She doesn't feel like she has anyone in her corner, anybody to talk to. And her dad was saying, was telling her, I love you so much. You do have people that love you. We're here for you.
All right, let me pull it up. What her dad said, because I just pulled it up. So this is her.
Yeah, I just joined your live, so I'm not really sure what you talked about or what you shared before.
Yeah, I didn't share the dad yet, but we can share it live while you're on. So just hold on 1 second. Let me play it for the people.
Monster Jam.
It's an ad right now. But yeah, no, I was talking so far. The only thing I shared so far was the fact that her mom had gotten hit by the car and was severely disabled. But we didn't get to the father yet.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to, because I didn't know what part I joined in. I didn't know if you had already touched the topic.
I know it's going to be the last kiss.
Yeah, there you go.
But I felt good telling her I love her.
Out another top story, the murder of Toni Theus. Her father speaking out, remembering his 16-year-old daughter, whose body was found on the side of a freeway off-ramp in South L.A. It's been 2 weeks since Theus was killed.
A family member at the Manchester.
She just left. So I picked her up. She just.
Her dad, she was going to a party.
She just left. So I picked her up. She was crying. I kissed her, gave her a hug. I know it was going to be the last kiss.
The night before, she told her dad she was going to a party. 16-year-old was found shot to death at the Manchester on-ramp of the 110 freeway in South L.A. The night before, she told her dad she was going to a party.
she just left. So I picked her up, she was crying, I kissed her, gave her a hug. I didn't know it was gonna be the last kiss. So I feel like something was really wrong that night when she came.
You had a feeling?
I begged her to stay. I said, just stay with me.
Toni had
I don't know. Something about him seems weird, but okay.
struggled since her mother was so badly injured in a hit and run. The mom is now living in a rehabilitation facility due to her injuries.
She said, nobody loved me. Because her mom, she's the only person who loved me was my mom. I said, that's not true. I love you.
Toni's case is in the hands of CHP investigators who say they don't believe she was shot where she was found. Her family has been holding.
I don't even be liking to see. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to share was just, I mean, it's really crazy. The fact that he wasn't even in her life like before, prior, when she was living with her mom, and now she's moved in with him. I don't know. I guess there's no structure with him. I guess she had more structure when she was staying with her mom. There was another clip. I don't know if it was an interview or if it was on the news, but of her aunt. Someone related to her mom on the mom's side saying that when she was with her mom, she had more structure, more rules, more this, more that. Now that she's with her father, somebody who is sort of, I mean, I don't really know their life, but from what they were saying, he hasn't really been in her life like that. And so for her to go from a structured household to a household where there's like, I guess, no rules, because you can't tell me that you tell your 16 or 15-year-old daughter that you don't think she should go to a party. No, you tell them to sit their butt down. You're not going to the party. You don't ask them or give them choices, especially if you feel like you have a gut feeling that something's going to go wrong. So you can tell the difference in households when she went to live with him. There's really no structure. I jumped on when your video, when I saw that she was like showing her at different hotels and hanging out with different men. I also noticed some comments on your chat kind of like saying, oh, is this what young people do when they feel lost? Oh, you know, kind of judging her. Number one, she's past, she's a victim, so I wouldn't be quick to just judge her. She's a kid, and you don't know what somebody is going to do or how they're going to react or the drastic change that they're going to start displaying once they're moved from a structured household to a household with no rules. Her mother is, you know, was really injured and is in a home now, barely gets to see her. She misses her mom. You don't know the type of influences she has around her. Until you're in somebody's shoe, you really don't know how the person is going to act. I feel like I wish she had more support, more love. And to touch on, like right before I go, just to touch on what you said about what we could do in the community, I feel like it still takes a village. We've kind of lost that sense of it takes a village to raise a child. We need more fathers active in the home. Yeah. I know going back to the Bible, it said that, you know, some of the curses on our generation, that the men would leave the home and the mothers will be raising children on their own and things like that. We need more fathers present, especially in these little girls' lives, not just for the boys or the men, but for the girls too. I don't know what I would have done or how I would have grew into who I am now and accomplished the things I accomplished if it wasn't for my dad. And I just really feel bad for her. They said that they thought she was hit by a car at first, just like her mom was, until they checked and realized she had a gunshot wound. And I watched stories like that all the time.
It was a gunshot wound to her neck or whatever.
To her neck. Yeah, I was just watching a story like a couple days ago with the young girl too. She was in a car with a group of guys much older, and they were arguing, and the gun went off. Accidentally, non-accidentally, whatever. They were arguing, and she was also shot in the neck, and they just threw her out of the car. They just pushed her right out the car. So I'm not sure if it's a guy that she's dating, if she was with a group of people and she accidentally got shot. They panicked, didn't know what to do, threw her out of the car like dog, like trash. I'm not sure what the situation is, but I really do hope they find the culprits.
Right. Well, thank you so
I love
much.
you, Nick. I love your channel.
Thank you.
God bless you, okay? And take care and be safe.
All right, you too. Thank you for calling in.
All right. All right, thanks.
All right. I'm going to take 0829 next. Make sure that it's not playing in the background when I take your call. I'm going to play a little bit more of what this news coverage said, and then I'm going to go to 0829 next.
holding vigils trying to get more coverage for the case, which has gotten less attention than other recent murders, like that of furniture store employee Brianna Kupfer in Hancock Park.
It's troubling and disturbing because she was a young girl, 16 years old, who was shot to death and body was dumped in the freeway like she was garbage.
We live in two different worlds. You got the rich people and you got the poor people, or middle class people, and we on the other side. You know, if I was a rich person, they probably would have found the killer by now. Who knows? But I think the Highway Patrol, I talked to him. He's a good detective. He said he's doing everything he can.
The case is definitely...
Oh, my God. It just gives, like, talking like he's slow or something. Like, what?
got on our attention, and of course, it's top priority, trying to, finalize this case and get justice for the family. So, the difference is obviously we don't have surveillance cameras like, other types of incidents that may be occurring in other areas. So, of course, we rely a lot on the public, right, to call.
He annoys me. I don't know, like, what the fuck? 0829, hello, you're live.
Hey, Neek.
Hey.
This is sad, but this is Yusef. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, boo. I was sitting here watching, and I didn't even hear about this story, and it's just so sad. It's another one. And hold on, what is this? My bad. Yeah, I really appreciate you sharing this story, but it's like, this is crazy. People be trying to run from these stories like they trying to keep the peace, trying to keep some type of peace, but they're not paying attention to how vulnerable that these young girls are being left. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's paying attention to it. And this could never be no other group of girls. You cannot tell me no other group of girls is to just ride like this, that if an emergency and a tragedy happens in the home to her parent that she's staying with, that there's no one to take her in that's going to be enough of a stable environment for her to be able to be a productive young lady. And so many young girls are left with this type of lifestyle and this type of state of independence early on. You know what I'm saying? And then it's the adults in the community that's the predators. You know what I'm saying? And they out there, instead of doing what it needs to be, there's no reason why there's not a security blanket and some other line of defense for Black women and children. And I am disappointed. Okay? I'm disappointed. This happened on my birthday. I did not even know this. They were talking about Lauren, the other girl, Lauren Smithfields, another girl out chilling and partying and whatever. And then you don't know if it's the degenerate predators in our community, or you don't know if it's the other little ratchet kids that was hanging with her. Because you remember, I can't remember that other girl, but there's so many of them where these little girls be ready to fight each other over these grown men. So they know what they be doing when they be being predatory over them like that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, the dad is slow. But I saw somebody in the chat too, Neek, earlier say something stupid, talking about something. I'll be damned if I ever let a Black woman raise one of my daughters. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, raise her by herself. That's because you're relying on her to raise her by herself. Nobody's talking about it when it comes to what's up with the dad, and then we see the dad and he's doppy and slow. Nobody has time for that. And then that girl with all them videos with them little funny dances, doing them little TikToks real quick in the room with them men, grown men, that was her little creative way of showing us that, oh, well, if something happened to me, I was last seen with him. Yeah. What you think?
I hear what you mean. You saying that she was leaving a trail of culprits?
Yeah. Yeah, just in case, because she know. And it's sad that they got to be so advanced and so smart and so equipped and adept out there ripping and running the streets like this, though. You see what I'm saying? Nobody understands that. If something happens to your mom, you shouldn't be. And then why is the mom only the one that mostly be having? Like, I see a lot of single moms. What'd you say?
I didn't say anything. I'm listening.
A lot of people is raised by a single mom, and people talk about the issues with the single mom, but they don't speak about the absentee dad. The kid needs both parents. The mom, the little boy needs the mom and the dad's love. The little girl needs the dad and the mom's love. They need both of it. They need both of it. And then when it's that broken structure, just because the two of y'all can't get along, you still got to somehow take responsibility for creating Black life. It is the most powerful thing in between how you guys are being interacting with each other. You know what I'm saying? And then adult interactions, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's so many blurred lines in our society and so much dysfunction that is being capitalized on instead of neutralized. We're not doing what it takes to eradicate these problems, to address these problems head on with solutions, to address these problems head on the way we'll address some drama. You feel me? And that's why, and she ain't the only little girl out there that we're about to find out. And then the chances of her being Black is too high. And then the Black man and the Black woman is so divided, can't even talk about how they're supposed to love their kids and care enough. It's just too much. Everybody feels defeated. Everybody seems hopeless. And we cannot all be. We cannot all be hopeless.
Mm-hmm. Well,
This
all
is
right.
disgusting.
Thank you, Yusuf.
You're welcome, boo. You know I love you. This
All
is
right,
Yusuf for
love you
Ratchet today. Thanks for dropping the number.
Okay, bye-bye.
I wanted to know what you thought.
Oh, dang. Sorry, Yusuf. I accidentally hung up. Sorry. I didn't know you were still talking. My bad. 2451. Hello?
Hey, Neek.
Hi, how are you? Anybody else who wants to call in, the call-in number is on the screen. Go ahead, 2451.
I just wanted to say first, thank you for even bringing awareness to this story. I'm from Inglewood, born and raised. No longer reside there now, but, you know, just the area definitely hit home. Mm-hmm. And I just know from listening and looking at things on the media, they portray one story of the young lady, which I could kind of understand why. But at the same time, I feel like it may be hindering the case because everything that I've seen, even on,
No, I said correct. You can't sugarcoat it. You gotta, you gotta tell the people
like,
exactly what's going on so that people have the right information.
Exactly, because to me it appeared that okay, it's a teenager. Her father didn't want her to go to a party, so it may be a friend. But as soon as I heard that street name Figueroa, I already knew what's affiliated, with that area. So that can have people open their eyes up even wider to see who else, may be a part of it or see what's going on with it. So, I mean, mainly that's really all I wanted to say. Either way, it's a sad story, but I am happy that you're shedding light and, letting us know a little bit more because I had no idea. I don't even have Facebook. So
okay, so you didn't hear about this at all before my video?
No, honey, I didn't see. The only thing I saw was only on the news I saw the dad interview, and I heard about, she was left on the side of the freeway, and it was something about a teen party. That's all I heard. And then I kept hearing about the money increasing to try to find a reward. But, yeah, that was about it. What you just showed was definitely an eye-opener for me.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I was able to show a little bit more than what they're showing. Thank you for calling in.
No problem. Have a good one, hon.
All right, you too. 3534. Hello.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call. I'll be brief. I'll just say my initials SD. I just found out about this story, and I'm a little shaken up. It somewhat hits close to home. I didn't hear about it on the news. I'm currently sick at home with COVID, but my middle sister,
speedy recovery.
Yeah, thank you so much. My middle sister, she called me last night and told me about this story because I haven't been really looking at the news or up on my YouTube news. I've just been trying to rest at home. But she called me last night to check up on me, and she called upset because she knew this little girl. Long story short, my sister got married back in 2003, I believe it was, or 2002. So her and her husband, the very first place that they rented out was a garage that was converted into a back house in Compton. And this was the little girl grandmother. And so they rented from her. It was either her grandmother or great-grandmother. So it really, my sister was very shaken up about it. Because her husband had heard about it on the news. So he called her yesterday and was like, hey, that's so-and-so. Remember her grandmother we used to rent out the back house? And so he was shaken up too. And so she was trying to tell me about it. And just to let you know, we're natives of South Central LA. I currently don't reside in South Central LA anymore. I live out here in Riverside County, but I know that area very well. When I left LA probably about 5 years ago or so, maybe, I lived on Manchester and Cimarron, so not basically a few blocks away from Figueroa, and also Western. I don't know if you are aware, but I'm sure a lot of your callers are. Western now off of Manchester is the new Figueroa, and it has been the new Figueroa probably for the past maybe 10 years or so. Maybe I would say, if I had to guess, maybe 10, 15 years, but that's another situation there where you have girls all up along Western, and then the next main street over going east is Figueroa. So you have the girls on Figueroa and Western, which it's a serious situation. And on Western, the girls start from probably like, if I had to guess, maybe 30-something in Western all the way down till you get to Manchester. I don't think they possibly pass beyond Manchester and Imperial yet, or Century, that is, but that's another issue too. And you're going to have, I'm sure enough, I believe you're going to have a girl, they're going to probably start finding dead girls on Western as well, because it's really out of control. And then you also have the other situation where you have the young ladies that are hooking in Linwood on Long Beach Boulevard, because my sister that knows about this knows this young girl. She lives in Linwood, so you still have the issue of young girls prostituting all along Long Beach Boulevard in Linwood, and it's nothing being done.
Yeah, definitely should be something to be done. I've known about figs, like, you know, for since I knew what this type of lifestyle was or whatever. It's always been a popular place. And it's just crazy that that's still like the place that is like, you know, what's going on there. Why is it still happening? So that is a problem that, you know, this is known areas of this type of lifestyles, and it's still going on. So that's definitely a huge issue. But thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate your insight.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was loud.
Enjoy listening to you. Have a good day.
Okay, bye-bye. 8734, hello?
Hi, Nick.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, honey. You're awesome for this. I really appreciate this show. I wish other YouTubers would bring things like this to the forefront instead of talking about Cardi B and her cold sore. But anyway, our Black children, you know, are being conditioned like we were. You know, all they see is twerking. You know, we're raising our Black parents. Please raise your daughters, raise your sons. What is wrong with checking your child's Facebook page and telling her, how about no, you can't go to the party? How about just no, she left? What you mean? She's 16. She was a 16-year-old prostitute at that point. That's what was happening. And then you have the drugs. For us, we're crackheads and we're dope fiends. For the white children, it's, oh, they have a problem, we need to help them. You know, come on. We got to stop depending on them to save us. We have to save ourselves at this point, Neek.
Right.
It's horrible.
I agree.
They're getting rid of us so many different ways. We're being attacked so many different ways. And instead of you bringing your children towards you and teaching your children, there go mama on the video twerking, you know, that's not all Black people, Neek. You know that. It's not. Why are we portrayed and our children sexualized? It's horrible. This world is Sodom and Gomorrah, and it's an evil place. Bring our children in. That's all I have to say, Nick. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
Bye.
Let's go to 2771.
Hey, Nick.
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Been on everybody's page. Mad about every damn thing. Mostly I'm mad about that a lot of organizations, they get that money and they use it for political agendas and for political stuff. But if you get money and you're a nonprofit, then you should use money to not just put out literature. Everybody doing all that reading, especially them young girls, they about their thing. They need to put safe havens in place and help in homelessness. You know, too many dollars is being incorporated in. Like you running your business and everybody else is running their business these days. But if you receive money for causes of homelessness, and we talk about togetherness and our little young girls, because with my real issue, I hate Me Too because Me Too is definitely politically driven, and that climate is not for little young girls. A little young girl shouldn't have to be dead before somebody step up. We see that what they need, and we don't provide those in the areas that they need to be. In those areas where there's prostitution instead of, you should have some type of safe haven type something set up in there with community. That's it. Good luck with the show. I'm be coming on soon. I really been on 2 times, but I think I got shut down and left it alone. So eventually I'll be back on. It's E4. What was it? E4. I done forgot myself. I had to rename myself. I'll be back on shortly.
All right. Well, thank you
because
so
I'm
much.
mad at some politician. All right.
Okay. Bye-bye. 5026.
Hi, Nick. How are you today?
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just calling in because, first of all, thank you for all the content that you put out here, especially this story. I'm another one. I didn't know anything about this. I haven't heard anything. And, you know, like many of us, we want to know if you brought it to us. But, I mean, so the point that I want to start off with is we know that the politicians are not doing their job. We know that they don't care about us. We know that they're not really thinking about us. So at what point are we going to stop expecting somebody to come along and do something? Like, I remember when I was growing up, you know, I'm an 80s baby, like, our community policed us. You know, you walking down the street, you know, you might have one of your neighbors asking you, have you ate? Another neighbor, if you look a little rough, they might wipe you off or whatever the case may be. Like, we're not caring anymore. We see these kids out here fighting and people want to go grab phones. Well, I mean, my mom, if she riding down the street seeing kids fighting, she jumping out the car and she breaking it up. Make sure everybody get home and everybody's safe. Like, at some point, we have to start taking things in our hands and doing something about it, like the neighborhood gangs and the drug dealers and everything. And I know a lot of people are out here shocked and surprised that girls as young as 12 and 13 are out here selling their bodies, but they are. And instead of us looking at them and keep saying, oh, she's fast or she hot, like a lot of times when it comes to a young girl that she out here selling her body or she out here trying to be hot, it's probably because of some type of issue that's going on within her home. Even if we can't fix the issues within her home, that still don't mean that it's not a part that we can play. You know, if she's not eating in her home, okay, well, maybe one of the neighbors can feed her, you know, or what happened to all our recreation centers. I know that was another place that we used to go to in our neighborhoods, like if, you know, so we not sitting around with idle time on our hand, because if these kids got nothing but time to go out here and be pimped or sell drugs, rob cars, that's what they're going to do. They don't have nothing else to do, and we sitting back waiting on the politicians to do something. They don't care about us. They don't even see our children as children. They calling them grown women and grown men, and they 13 and 14 years old. So the point that I'm trying to make is we all know that this is a problem. It's continuing to happen. Our children are our future. So if all the kids getting killed off and dying off right now, that means that we don't have a future. We all know we're going to die. The only way we continue is with our kids. We got to step up and protect our kids. It's like I remember I go to the other store the other day. I seen a young woman out there. She might be maybe about 19 years old. She's outside. It's 8 o'clock at night. I'm in Detroit, okay? It's freezing cold here. She's outside with 2 babies. One of them looked like maybe he was like 2. The other one looked like he might be about 10 months. She's outside begging for money, saying she don't have anywhere to go. It hurt my soul to see all the people that just walked past her. The baby screaming, crying, and everything else. I gave her $100, took her to a room, got her number. I'm about to look up and to find some shelters and hopefully get some shelter for her and her kids. We got to stop seeing the nonsense and then just shaking our head or looking down on it or don't want to say nothing. Like, if this is our future, what are we allowing our future to be?
The only thing
Go ahead,
with
I'm
that
sorry.
is hard because a lot of people will have full own houses with mortgages and go outside and be begging for money and stuff like that. So it's like it's kind of very hard because a lot of people abuse that too, and then you see the recent stories where people have tried to help homeless and got robbed. Like there was one guy who, there was a guy who was laying on the pavement and he took the jacket off his back and wanted to give the guy some type of warmth or whatever, and the guy got up and whooped his behind and robbed him, and then there was like another story of a few other things happening to Good Samaritans. So it's kind of like a catch-22 because you want to help and you want to like not walk by, but then you see people being scammed and you see people getting beat up and you see, so it's a catch-22. I guess you just have to kind of try to use your discernment as much as possible, but I could see why there is reservations to help.
Yeah, and that's true, and that's the only thing that I can say is just try your best to use your discernment. But I'm hearing people talk about this street that she was on, and it's known for streetwalkers and everything. And I know there's been plenty of people that see young girls like her, and ain't no telling how many others. Maybe stop and ask her what's going on. Like, why are you out here? Where's your mom at? Where's your dad at? Like, encourage her to go home or whatever. Like, even if it don't work, so what? At least you can say you tried and you did something instead of walking past and shaking your head and going home and complaining about the fact you seen a little girl out there selling her body.
Yeah.
So at some point, we got to figure something out and we got to start getting back to being community, because I would say when I was growing up, not saying that we didn't have girls that went through stuff, but it wasn't to this extreme or to this extent. It wasn't as many. Nowadays it seems like, if a little girl want to go from home, that's the first place she's going to is the street. Or if a little boy want to run from home, or if he don't have a home that he's in, he don't have a choice but to go to the gang members in the street.
Yeah, I don't.
So sometimes it takes a community.
I think I disagree with that a little bit. I don't think that there's more happening now. I think that there's more means of media to give there's more media coverage to spread it, but I don't think that it's more happening. I think that it just has more exposure because we can easily share media now.
Get our cameras out.
But like if you talk to people who are up in age, there's a lot of girls who have these types of stories that are older grown women. So this type of behavior, you could talk to a lot of people who say, I ain't been living with my mom since I was 15, 16. Like there's a lot of these stories. So this isn't something that just started happening. This is just something that we have a lot more media coverage because it's easier to share news with TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and things like that. And, before.
But I still would say the difference is also with us, though. Like, for example, I have a cousin, okay? She's not my biological cousin, but my aunt took her in. We got her off the streets. Like, we seen her every day in the neighborhoods in the area. It was even one time we caught her eating out the trash can. My auntie wasn't going to have that. So it started out kind of helping her out, doing what she can, whatever the case may be. Long story short, after a while, my auntie ended up taking her in, and she's been in our family all her life, changed her life around. She's an attorney right now.
Oh, that's
and
good.
This was a girl that was on the street. Yeah, this was a girl that was on the street back when she was 13 and 14 years old. So, yeah, that's true. It's not necessarily that it's more so going on more now than it was before. It's just that we have more means to expose it. But even when it comes to the media, we still limit it because, like, for example, like I said, I wouldn't have known about the story if it wasn't for you. This ain't on CNN. It's not on my local news stations. It's not even in my newspapers. So if it wasn't, it's more exposure. We have, like, our camera phones. We can see it more. But at the same time, if we know that our senator's not going to do nothing, we know our state reps not going to do nothing, we know the local police ain't caring about it, they letting it slide and letting it going on. Okay, well, if you know they're not going to do it because that's not their people or they used to it or whatever, then who going to do something about it?
Right.
Like at some point, we got to start stepping up.
I hear what you're saying. But again, I do believe that something needs to be done. But just as well as you could share that positive story, there's also negative stories and just bringing people into your home as well. There's people who brung in homeless people and the homeless person murdered them. So, you know, it's like I said, it's a catch-22. But if you can help, then, you know, definitely do so. I think that we need to start holding these politicians more accountable. I see Thomas B keeps saying that in the chat, and I do agree. I think that we need to stop like letting them sell us a dream to get elected and not holding them accountable to follow through with it, and paying attention more to who we're putting in office and putting more pressure on them focusing on these problematic areas, and putting pressure on actually having, you know, better facilities for these girls to go into if they don't have, you know, family and things like that. I don't know so much that I would just say, you know, advise people to just bring in people from the street into their home. I think that the government should have facilities to help.
Like they do for everybody else. Yes. And I was surprised because I seen another person comment and say that that's the Maxine Waters area. Like that's like the area, I guess, that she's, you know, over or whatever and that kind of stuff. I mean, she's been in office majority of my life. So I agree with that too. So yes, start there. If we can get them to put some pressure on them, and is no reason why they say that this street been known to be like this for decades, at least 10 years, and we know that she's been in that spot over 10 years. So what is she doing about it? So I agree with that. And yes, I want to make that clear. I'm not telling nobody to go out here and let people in your house. We know times is hard and people is robbing and stealing. So yes, please use your discernment. But, you know, if we know we can't depend on people to help us, at some point in time, we have to do something for ourselves as well. So it's a twofold fight. We got a lot of fighting to do, y'all. But thank you, Nick.
All right, bye. Miss Huckle LaRue or whoever you are, you got a lot to say, talking about, let's deflect and not focus on the criminals. First of all, the criminals absolutely are a problem. But if the people are not in areas easily accessible, then the criminals are not going to have areas to just prey as easily. Miss Hucklaroo that has so much shit to fucking say. If you have an area like Figueroa and the politicians and the city officials know that this is a high area for this type of work and it continues to be just open and easy, then it's going to be easier for these criminals to, you know, go to. If there is a shutdown with the city and there is a crackdown, it's going to be harder for these criminals to just easily do what the heck they doing. Miss Hucklaroo, I got so much to say in the goddamn comments. You getting on my goddamn nerves. Anyways, let me go to 2732.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. The Hucklaroo person in the chat is just irritating me, but go ahead.
I was over here laughing because I agree completely with you. I've been a fan of your channel for quite some time, and I want to say I appreciate you before I even get started. YouTubers do a lot, you know, research and time and effort, and I understand, hey, you need your money, you need your coins. You're giving us information we don't know about. This is something that's not even coming up on a Citizen app, and that app does a lot as far as telling us what's going on. I was born in Inglewood, me and my brother both. I live in Torrance now, so I understand what's going on over there in other areas. And I think one of the problems is just in general, we don't have a white degree. So when it comes to things that happens to us, it's put on the back burner or not really put out there like it is with other people where they find, oh, the girl that was killed that was working by herself, they found a killer right away. Versus something like this, if it wasn't for you, and you know what I mean, and my dad told me about this, I wouldn't even know about this young lady.
Yeah.
And it's sad because I feel like sometimes people are blaming. So how do you blame kids? She's a 16-year-old. She's not 18.
And then what's even sadder is that, like, the way that YouTube is structured, when we do bring coverage to these stories, we don't get any type of compensation for it at all. So, that's the reason why a lot of YouTubers kind of shy away from, doing stories like this. But I'm just like, this is crazy. So I just was like, I don't care.
And exactly, I absolutely agree with that too. I look at her and I'm like, I see this beautiful young lady she's a kid that's been through a lot. Her mom's been through a lot. And no telling what's happening in her mind. And my thing is, it's so prevalent for these pedophiles, because they are these sick, old-ass men. I'm sorry for cussing on your show. I apologize. To be in her comment section or be around her. I mean, her page is open for you to see what's going on. And I'm thinking, how fast have the police got on here to see what's going on? Are you questioning him? Are you going to that person's house? Are you writing a list of all these sick people in her comment section? The killer could be in here, for all you know. But it shouldn't be happening that this happening, but we always going to have pedophiles. Somebody told me the other day, there are R. Kellys everywhere. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we can do things about it to try to protect the kids as much as we can. But my thing is also, too, if the father is just allowing her to go out and do this and that, at her age, I had to ask. I couldn't just leave when I want to. But we're in a different era now, too, and I get that. I'm 44, you know what I mean? So what my parents did for me then, it might be a different structure in his head. I feel sorry for the family. And she did need more help and stuff. And I think sometimes these things happen to kind of wake us up. Like, you know what? We need to pay more attention to the kids. And I also want to say one more thing. I'll let you go. It was someone saying, hey, why don't you stop and talk to kids when you see them on the street and this and that and the other? You have to be careful how you move and what you do. You know what I mean? You don't know if you're trying to help somebody. You don't know what that situation might be. And somebody had said something about, if my parents saw kids fighting, they would get out the car and help. How many situations or stories do we know of people being killed trying to be heroes? Yes, it's good to try to help, but sometimes help can hinder you. And now they're not here because they're trying to intervene in something just out of the kindness of their spirit. Yeah. So I will let you go. God, like I said, God bless you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a catch-22, because if these girls have, if they have pimps or anything and they see you talking to them, it's a catch-22 all the way around.
It is, and it's not, like you said, it's not easy just to get out of these situations. You got a pimp. You don't know who's out there watching her. Like, okay, that person's not making any money by talking to her. Let me go slap the mess out of her or beat her and put her back. We don't know what's going on that girl's dealing with and other people.
Yeah.
So,
well, all righty. Thank you so
much. Absolutely. So thank you for your time.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you guys so much for the donations and the super chats. I really do appreciate that, especially when covering these stories like this, because like I said, they immediately flag this type of stuff. But I appreciate you guys for sending in those donations. 5635 is going to be our last caller. If it's we'll keep it brief, and then we'll go to one more. But go ahead. 5635. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Yes. Hi. I just wanted to. It'll be brief. I grew up on Western. I grew up on Fig. I almost got caught up trafficked, and I'm in my 40s, but this was when I was a teenager. It's always been dangerous over there. There's a lot of girls. There's a lot of broken homes. And I did hear about this because my husband's in the Nation of Islam. And we've been trying to get more information about what's going on with that girl and her family. And they're reaching out as well. But there's a lot of people that are quiet. We know that there's gangs that are trafficking these girls. They're picking them up. From the pictures you've shown, it looks like the same dude. I think that's her pimp. And if anybody's watching this, if y'all have seen him, we are looking for that individual. So just wanted to put that out there. I've been listening to you for a while, and I appreciate you putting those type of stories out there. That's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you so much.
All
Let's
right.
see. Oh, okay. 5329. Hello.
Hi, Neek.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I have a little bit of a different perspective on this case. It is unfortunate what happened to this young girl. Terrible. But my little sister was doing the same thing. She did not have to, and she loved that life. And there's often, when the family did try to get involved, there's pimps. So it wasn't really much that we could do, and she would go right back.
At what age?
And they're so young. She started at this age, at 16.
Was your mom?
They're so young that they could have.
Was your mom, dad? What was the family background?
Well, our mom had passed away, but we were living with grandparents. We have older siblings, lots of aunts and uncles, very deep family involvement. College educated family, everything. And, something as small as arguing, having arguments about normal teenage stuff, clean your room or whatever, she run out into the streets. And she really loved the lifestyle. And a lot of these girls, she was listening to, the nasty coochie popping songs and stuff like, a lot of these girls love that. And it's like, get a bag. There's no, that lifestyle appeals more to these younger girls. Women our age, we can separate it and, no, this is just for dancing at parties to listen to. These girls here get a bag, my vagina, this and that, and it's a wrap.
Yeah. It's a lot of influences. It's peer pressures. It's, society, music. It's a lot of influences on these young girls. So I understand what you're saying.
Yep, and we are from that exact area. She was out there on Fig, all over the place, even in Pomona. She's older now. She's got kids, but she still somehow finds pimps. This is like, I've never met that many pimps in my life.
Well, hopefully just pray over your sister and hopefully she stays safe. But all right, I'm going to go to the last caller. All right, bye. The last caller, 0579. Hello?
Hello, how you doing? You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm here to give you a different perspective.
All right.
As for people say, a lot of these females, if they underage, it's not good. But a lot of these females want to do this. Once they get the money and they making $1,000 or $2,000 a week, they don't want to go back home and get a job and do the regular thing. You can try to talk to them, but they still are addicted to the fast life. Another thing about the pimps that y'all say, every pimp is not. It's not like back in the days when you watch the TV and the pimp is doing this, the pimp is doing that. The girl wants the pimp. The pimp is the only person she can talk to and tell the things that she's doing, and he doesn't judge her. The pimp helps. He helps her from danger because there's a lot of guys out here trying to snatch girls off the street. There's a lot of guys. The human trafficking dudes are what we call. You got dudes who tell girls they try to kidnap the girls and take them out of the state. A lot of times the pimp prevents a lot of that from happening. It's not really the pimp that's making.
You're saying the pimp is the good guy?
I don't mean to say it like that, but when you choose to do this, you can't be out here by yourself. Because these dudes will snatch you off of the street. And they not pimps. These dudes that snatch you off the street are not regular people. When they snatch these girls, you don't see them no more. The pimps prevent a lot of that from going down. But, you know, by being a pimp or whatever you want to call it, you don't give them any credit for that. But a lot of stuff is being prevented because of these dudes. If you choose to do this life, you cannot do this life by yourself. It's just too dangerous. There's just too many things going on, and it's like it has its own community, it's its own system. You understand that a little bit?
Well, all right. I mean, I hear you. Well, you know, I guess we'll end on that note. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, no problem.
On that note, we're out.